Hello, I'm here now. As you can kind of see, I am here in my garage. I have a Center Hall Colonial here in New Jersey. Chad, continue.
The long story short is that my garage at home is not really set up. One, it doesn't have a shit ton of space. Two, it has just enough space for me to fit either the Mustang or the Volvo, but not both at the moment. And then the other bay is quite full of stuff, specifically my father's stuff I haven't actually gotten to since his passing. I just need to clean that side of the garage up, which I just haven't had time for. Or where I do the most of my work on cars and anything like that is actually at the maintenance shop at work, which is conveniently located several hundred yards away from my house. If I ever need to do anything, I just go there. There's just so much more space. Like, that would be a garage essential number one for me, which would be space. Number two, it's got all of my tools are over there now at the moment. It's got all the jacks I need, jack stands, more tools than I'll ever really need doing basic stuff on the cars. Like, that's where I do most of my work, and frankly, I prefer it that way. It's just once you have a ton of space to move around and work on cars and set parts on the ground and all this other stuff, it's really hard to go back to just like even something as Greg's garage. It's just really hard to be cramped like that. In my garage at home, I literally cannot access the passenger side of the vehicle when it's in the garage. Having I forget the square footage, but it's pretty good. And having that as an option is so nice. It's one of the perks of the job. You saw a lot of it in the C30 series. If all goes according to plan, you will be seeing more of that garage next year sometime. I'm working on some things. Keep you guys posted. But yeah, hopefully I get to get back in there, get some work done. There's some projects of friends of mine that we might be working on that I can't really get into because it's not definite. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Greg, before we talk about your garage and just how it's really, really nicely set up for 4-hour tire changes, first of all, thank you, Steve, for your condolences. I appreciate that. Everybody needs
as well as the 100 stars.
Yes, he has. Let's just do that one more time. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Steve. Legend.
Everybody needs a Spaceball in their lives. I'm assuming Mateo is referencing the Spaceball shifter in the P2s. Pass. Steve says Coyote swapped the garage. Thought about it. Christian, after working in a dealership, yep, super hard with the change of space. Alan basically chimes in with hopefully a K-swap for the future build.
As he does every week.
Yes, but, I mean, a man can dream. You just have to stick around for that.
Alan, just stick around long enough. One of Chad's dream builds involves a K-swap.
It does involve a K.
Stick around long enough, maybe a couple more years, we can maybe get into it.
Or donate 7 million stars, one of the two. It will feature a high output 4-cylinder. Greg,
yes,
we can see you are in your garage.
Yes.
What would you
Welcome to my garage.
Let's talk about your garage.
Basically, I'm just going to grab the camera really quick and show you what I have. This is what I have. It is a 2-bay garage. Yes, that is a sled just hanging on the wall since last year because I'm lazy to put it away.
I have one of those in my garage.
But this is basically what I got. 2-bay garage, tools on the wall, car there. I am in the spot that my wife usually takes. She usually, is right here, obviously, and my car is right behind me. Nothing crazy fancy. If you're in northern New Jersey at any point in your life, you will see about 100 bajillion houses that look exactly like this. Center Hall Colonial. This is essentially what North Jersey and almost all of the Northeast looks like. There's split levels, there's Center Hall Colonials, and there's like ranches and expanded ranches. Those are basically the 3 biggest house types here in suburbia New Jersey. What I have is just basically the norm for this area. It houses the 2 cars, which is really nice. We'll get into the garage itself a little later because I'm going to be doing a bunch of work to it, and I'm going to be sort of taking you guys along for the journey because right now, the garage is in a bit of state of disarray. And again, I'll show you that in a minute. As a garage setup, this is really nice. It's 2-bay garage. It's enough room. The space is a little constrained because on the other side of my car, you can't really see it. There's a bunch of like kids' toys. There's some bikes, some scooters and whatever. And it's a little tough to get in and out of on that side. Same on this side of the garage here that I'm on, that I'm broadcasting from. On the driver's side where my wife, actually I'll turn the camera around again, but on the wall here, you can kind of see there's some like molding that the previous owners put in so that it doesn't like ding the wall, but it actually just dings the molding. But this is sort of just a go-between to show you like where the door kind of hits. They put a little blue, cross on the wall to show you where you should stop or where your door should be. And then you can see where our back door has been shoved right here on the wall, has been shoved by our kids into the wall and creating a ton of different things. It's a little bit cramped for 2 cars. Obviously, it's a 2-car garage. 2 Mini Cooper S's in here would be a lot better than a big XC90 and a wagon, because obviously they're smaller cars. But they fit in here decently. As far as tools are concerned, I don't have anything crazy. It is literally just this Duralast hand tool set. I got this literally from AutoZone. I think it was $150. I'll just open it up. It's, again, nothing crazy. Just a normal set of your basic hand tools. Ratchet. You got Allen keys. You have Torx bits. You have screwdriver heads. You have wrenches. Anything you'd need to work on a car in basic terms is right here. So that's what I have. I also have a quick jack, which is hydro locked in the up position, unfortunately. It's not the best situation because it's like a $1,500 jack, and I haven't used it in 3 years. I need to end up getting around to fixing that. But I have just a normal hydraulic jack with jack stands and some, rubber pucks to make sure that the jack points are good for when I jack this up, change the winter tires off, or change the winter wheels and tires off of it, do other things to the car. That's really it. It's a very basic setup. There's not a ton of stuff in here. And that's basically what I have. Now, do you need anything else to do basic stuff to your car? Really, no. You just need some space and some normal hand tools. Another good thing to have would be a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch impact wrench or an impact driver. I have one of those actually sitting on the shelf over there, and I'll show you the shelves once we get back into what I'm going to do with this garage a little bit. That's a huge tool to have. So if you have a bolt that's sort of maybe frozen on either your wheels or elsewhere in your car, that'll get it off with a little bit of PB blaster or penetrating fluid. So that's a huge thing to have, especially when you don't have a lift, that you can't really get a breaker bar in there. You just have basic jack stands and hand tools. An impact wrench is worth its weight in gold, because it gets into those tighter places that you can't if you can't have the car in a lift with a massive breaker bar to break things loose. So that's really it. That's what I have in my garage.
Nice. Yeah, I can absolutely echo that sentiment.
This is really all you need.
Impact,
you don't need crazy stuff. It's awesome to have, but you don't
need
it.
Jack stands, basic socket set in, all drives, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch. Impact, all those things. Having an impact wrench is insane. A power ratchet is another one, because we've all been in that spot where it's each click you get more and more infuriated. Being able to just hit a button and just go zzz is awesome. But
it
really
saves minutes off of a single bolt.
Now that I have one, I don't think I could ever not have one. Really, that's the basics. And then you go from there. Screwdrivers and stuff, for clamps and everything like that. That's really it. And then from there, you kind of learn what you're going to need, what you're going to go from there. If we just go to chat real quick, Michelle doesn't have a garage and it snows. That sucks.
Been there.
There's
Sorry,
actually
Michelle, that truly sucks.
When my garage was full, I had to park the Mustang on the side of the street during the snowstorm 2 years ago. That was fun. Steve's kid wants a Mini Cooper. She's 8. Get a Mini Cooper Power Wheel, or just start working on one.
They do make them.
And then Kevin points out our greatest omission. That is unlimited 10mm sockets.
Everyone needs unlimited 10mm sockets. I guess maybe the next thing to kind of talk about is what you can do to a garage. That's sort of what I'm hopefully going to be doing over the next year or two. Full transparency and letting you into our lives even more so. I just did my taxes. If you're watching from outside of the US, either now on stream or later, you have 2 points in the year to file your taxes. You can do it on April, I think 15th is tax day. But you can also file what's called an extension. You can have until October 15th. You don't have to have any reason to file an extension. You just can. I did this year just for business purposes. I have a little bit of a surplus of money that saved on the side for tax purposes that isn't going to get used. So I'm actually going to redo the garage floor in here. And I'm actually going to move around and sort of show you what's going on with my floor, because it is pretty gross. It might be a little difficult to see, but right here, you can sort of make out, this is really pitted. Now, this is from erosion that basically from the cars just sitting on the ground forever. And you can see here, this is what it should have looked like. So it was painted, it's a little flatter, but you can kind of hear this. Like there's a ton of sediment on the floor, and it's just from this thing kind of getting eaten away over the years. If I would have left this for maybe the next 2 or 3 years, this would have been something that I would need an entire new concrete slab. And this is not, I mean, it's not a huge garage, but this is a pretty decent sized garage in that respect. We've measured it out. I think it's like 20 by 19 or 20 by 21 or something like that. We've had people come in and quote it. A new concrete slab for this garage is around $20,000. And that is yes, it is, with how everything is going with basically parts and labor these days, inflation and whatnot. It's a lot of money. What we're trying to do is mitigate what we have here without getting a new concrete slab, because it's crazy, the prices, obviously. Over here, it's very pitted. So what we're going to do is we had a company come out and give us a final quote, which is great. They're called Spectrum. They're here in northern New Jersey. They're in the area. They do really fantastic work. I've actually talked to a couple of my car buddies that say that they've done fantastic work either for them or friends, and they know the work. They basically take a giant grinder, grind this thing down as much as they can, and then put something over the top and seal it, and then put like a final top layer on. And then they do that like flake stuff, right? So you need the garage redo. And what they'll do is they'll take it and they'll redo all of this floor. They'll grind this away, make it all as level as they can, and then fill it and then grind it again. And they'll take all of the flake and put it up, not on the wall, but on this little like concrete bit here below the wall. So all this will be flaked and sealed, and same thing with a little concrete bit on the wall. And then also all the way over there, they'll do the same thing with the step there next to my recycling step going up into my house. That is something that you can do. If you have a garage and you're looking for something to do and you do have some spare income, which luckily and thankfully we have this year, then this is something that you really need to do. Because if you need a new concrete slab, like I said, depending on your area, it's going to be an extensive amount of money. And in northern New Jersey and in the Northeast in general, everything's expensive. It's just how this area is. Everything's expensive. Everyone's salary kind of goes up and down with inflation and whatever. No matter your situation, if you have a garage and your garage floor is getting a little bit pitted out, it's worth looking into, because if you don't mitigate it properly, you can get it to a point where it's going to fail. You're going to need a new concrete slab, and it's going to be a ton of money, $18,000 to $20,000. Insane. Luckily, what we're going to be paying is 5 times less than that, which is amazing. So it's going to be around $4,000. They'll come and do it in a day. They'll grind it out, they'll fill it, and it's like a 30-minute process to fill and harden. They grind it again, they put all the layers on, whatever. 24 hours, don't walk on it. 48 hours, you can drive cars on it again. That'll actually give a really nice basis for doing things in here and, you know, streaming from in here and doing car projects in here, which is going to be just a really nice area to do things from. If you're looking to do it, it's a great investment in your property.
This is a missed opportunity, Gregson.
How so?
Car elevator.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's very hard to see right now, but my driveway is very steep. Basically, if I stand up here and look out, I'm almost looking at the power lines. So it's a steep driveway. Chad's been here many times. If you've seen any of our vlogs on either of our channels, it's just a lot. It's very good to just do that for your property. Now, the next year, I'm going to be doing the walls. So all this stuff on the wall over here is going to come down. We're going to rip out all the stuff, and we're going to put new storage in. And that's actually the other thing I wanted to show you guys is over here, which is all the shelving that I have. So we have sort of a roof box over here. We have our streaming setup. I have like detailing stuff. I have oil kind of sitting there. There's the impact wrench I was talking about. I have a DeWalt 1/2 inch, WD-40, Windex for windows, detailing supplies, car cover, and just other random spare parts. But this is basically going to get ripped out, and we're going to put cabinetry in. You can get sort of nice cabinetry. I actually talked to the guys at Spectrum that are going to do the floor here, and they said you could just go to Home Depot or Lowe's and they have really nice cabinets. And I agree, actually. I've done a little bit of research on it beforehand. They do have decent cabinets. You can get, like, I think Husky is a really nice brand. You can get Husky cabinets from them. You can also get stuff from anywhere that does garage remodeling, and they'll be able to give you some examples of what to do. So hopefully next year I'll get all that done. Floor this year, that next year, and we'll have a really nice space to work on cars here, either Chad's or mine or whatever, whenever we can. So if you're looking for stuff, those are like the two biggest things to do in a garage is the floor and the storage. That'll help increase your home's value or your property's value and give you just a nice place to be.
Again, Greg missed an opportunity. An elevator slash four post.
$4,000 is not going to give me a car elevator. It won't even get me the excavation work.
I have a shovel and spare time.
If you dig my entire property out by hand, you can park at my house for free forever.
I park at your house for free anyway.
No, in my car elevator, because it's awesome.
Oh. See, there's a funny thing. Even if I get halfway through it and say don't finish, I still win. Garages nowadays are huge. When I was recently looking for a house before things changed, anything with a garage, it was either just a throwaway if it wasn't in good condition, or it was made the place insanely more expensive just because it had a decent garage. You're doing the adult thing, at least put a rotisserie in. That's all I ask.
Yeah, it was honestly either wrap this or redo the floor in my garage. And I'm like,
Chat says you made the wrong
really
decision.
want to wrap this, but I probably should do the floor in my garage.
I still got to meet your rap guy because we have business to discuss.
He's good. He's the best in the state. Marcos from Wrap Specialties in Woodbridge, New Jersey. If anyone's looking, go to him and say I sent you, because he and his crew are legit like some of the top in the country.
Listen, Steve, stop supporting Greg's sound financial and adult decisions. We're here to make him do dumb stuff.
No. Also, yes.
I mean, how much time does Greg spend rolling around his car? I mean, it's probably a lot because, I mean, if it's 4 hours for a wheel change.
Honestly, I don't spend a ton of time rolling around underneath my car because I just don't have the time, honestly. I make time for my kids. I make time for work, obviously, because I have to make money to live here. And I make time for you guys on stream. Those are really like my three areas of making time for right now. I also don't have a project car, and I'm not going to start going crazy on this thing myself because this is my daily. Until I can get like a second car to like really wrench on, I won't really be doing much rolling around under my car. However, it's going to be fantastically better with a new floor. Screw the floor, wrap the car. No, I'm going to do the floor first.
Christian, you're my favorite, even if you don't know what a good V8 is.
Anyway, so Chad, do you have any words of wisdom for those that do want to talk about or looking for doing things to their garage that I have not mentioned?
It's like anything else. Do it for what you're going to use it for, right? Greg's garage is used for storing his cars, both his and his wife's. So naturally, it's the smart thing to do. Now, that said, it really depends what you're going to use your garage for. If you're looking to work on cars and you don't have a crap ton of space, you're kind of SOL, so might as well make the garage a nice place to be. Have all your tools organized, have everything stored correctly. If you do have the space, plan it out, figure out your budget, and go from there. 2 posts and 4 posts are more inexpensive than people think. And even that, like a quick jack is a good in-between between the floor and, well, still the floor, slightly higher floor. You build the garage for what you use it for, just like you would build your living room for what you use it for, your bedroom for what you use it for.
Right.
It is an extension of your house. If you're constantly working on cars, maybe the answer is save up and build it bigger or rebuild it or, that sort of a thing. Or look into shared shop space or renting a garage. Like, it's all based on your finances, what you can and can't do. And then you just kind of go from there. Otherwise, the driveway and jack stands has created many an epic car.